Hey, welcome back to the Signature Movement. It's your girl Tanya D. Floyd out in these streets, and yeah, I'm at my spot. I'm sipping my brew. Just ate my breakfast. I ain't had no jelly. I'm feeling a little bit about that, but I had the sweet pepper bacon. What is it? Sweet black pepper bacon situation. It's got pepper on it, make it spicy, and it's all sweet with the maple syrup. So I figured I could forego the jelly, cause this time I got an English muffin instead of a bagel with some cream cheese like I usually do. But I be starving after I eat that bagel. I don't know how y'all be doing this, making it through the day on carbs. I need protein to start my day, or else I can't do nothing. Stomach gonna be hurting, I'm gonna be dizzy, and then I'm gonna have indigestion. Chest feel like it's gonna explode about 2 o'clock because it's nothing left in there. But I know I should eat a snack and some lunch before 2 o'clock, but I don't really eat breakfast till like 10 o'clock on a good day. So like, what time is it right now? I feel like it's going on 10, not 11. So yeah, I'm early today, but look, check it out. I came in here to tell y'all about my grandson. I'm gonna talk about some other stuff because it was heavy on my mind, and I know I'm gonna be going against the grain a little bit, but that's what I do. So whatever, perspective is what I give. Anyway, let me tell about my grandbaby. So I have been noticing for a little while now. I think we started making sure he gets to school and home right after spring break. So for the last 3 weeks, I've been picking him up from school, and I noticed it, but I didn't really say anything at first. Like, usually when I get him off the bus, I be like, "Hey, babe, how was your day?" And he be like, "Good." And he all bouncy and happy and stuff. So I'm okay. And then I'm like, "So what you eat today?" And most of the time, he be like, "I don't remember." Well, in the third week or so, I'm starting to get a little more curious. So I'm like, "What you mean you don't know? Like, you don't remember what it was? Well, it wasn't that good." He like, "Nah, I drank my juice though." That just tells me he didn't eat anything. Or he tasted something and it was gross and he threw it away. So, okay, he's been getting like, his mother be packing his lunch. She been packing it the whole time. But now that I'm picking him up consistently, I'm like, no, this don't sound right. So anyway, turns out he ain't been eating nothing. How you send a 5-year-old kid to school with a lunch, and they got a lunchroom? He could get lunch if he wanted. Why he not eating that? So yesterday, what kind of spicy mood I've been in lately. So yesterday, I reached out to the teacher because I'm on the little messaging service. My daughter's on it too, but I don't think she get any of the messages. She don't know. Anyway, we not gonna talk about that. But I get the messages from the school, and I can message the teacher. So I asked the teacher. I noticed he'd been coming home with his snacks and everything still in his bag. He hasn't been eating anything, so I didn't say what's up with that. I said, so I'm gonna assume he hasn't been eating anything because he's very particular, and I know if they don't have it in the lunchroom, something that he's going to eat, like pizza, taco, or what's the other thing? Grilled cheese. He loves bread, cheese, bread, and sour cream. So if it ain't cheese pizza, a taco with no lettuce, or some grilled cheese, he probably not gonna eat that. I got the little. She sent me the link for the menu, but let me finish talking. So I said to her as nicely as possible, we realize he has a challenge choosing what he will eat during the day, but we make sure his breakfast and dinner are substantial and nutritious. So, before we send him out the house, we make sure he got something that's going to hold him. Then when he get home, he get in the car, he's starving. He always be like, "Mom, what you going to cook?" And I was like, irritated at first, like, "Dude, I ain't cooking every day. What's wrong with you?" But now I realize, because he hungry as hell. He ain't nothing to eat the whole damn day. I don't know how all the grown-ups in the building that he went past that day didn't make sure he ate something, but they just... Now I'm going to get to the part where I got annoyed, and now I know why. So anyway, his mother will pack, like, a Rice Krispie treat, a juice pouch, or 2 juice pouches, or water, or whatever, and juice pouch. Some kind of crackers or cookies or goldfish or something like that. he might take a Lunchable for his lunch with substance. He has on occasion taken the pizza Lunchable or the cold cut Lunchable. I think they have one with nachos. Yes, they had one with nachos that you could dip, different stuff like that. But he ain't been eating that either, so he don't want it. And one day he said the sauce on the pizza is gross. He don't want to eat that no more. And he said the meat is gross. He calls it pink meat. I'm like, is it pink or is it light brown? He not gonna eat ham, but he will eat turkey on occasion. But he ain't even doing that no more. So we just going through a thing, right? It was so bad at home that I asked my son's doctor when we went for his physical. I'm like, look, my grandson don't eat nothing no more. He used to eat everything. He used to eat a whole Chipotle bowl with guacamole. He used to eat spinach and rice and salmon. He used to eat broccoli and all kinds of lovely things. If it's a vegetable, he don't want it. Not eating that. No greens, no none of that. Nothing. He not eating no meat unless I fry chicken. Or if I make my steak. He wants some pieces of my steak. Or pork chop. He'll eat a pork. I love a pork chop, Mom. I really love your pork chop. But if it's general meat, he's not going to eat it. If it's anything other than cheese, bread, or sour cream, he's not going to eat it. But if he go to Chipotle, he get a taco kit. He wants chicken, sour cream, and cheese on his taco shell and nothing else. At home, when he eat tacos, he tell his mother, none of that stuff, none of that meat and sauce stuff. Just cheese and sour cream. So she takes shells and warms them up in the oven and puts sour cream, and he eating a nacho cannoli, okay? Cheese and sour cream, that's it. So I know it's tough. But I told the teacher, like, look, we know he got some issues, but we make sure he eat good at home. So if you could just make sure he eats something during the day. She came back and said, thanks for letting me know. I'm not on lunch duty. It's other people on lunch duty, but I'll let them know. And when I realized that it was going to be a problem, I read the words, we thank you for helping us stick to the pre-K no snacks at lunch expectation, which basically says, Miss Floyd, we ain't listening to none of that shit. We don't let them kids eat snacks at lunch. You eat lunch at lunch, and that's it, because snacks ain't nutritious. And I snapped, right? But in the message, she sent me the link to the school lunch, because I was like, if you could give me a calendar, I could see what they're offering, and maybe that day I'll tell him to eat school lunch because they got something you want. But so anyway, I was pissed because basically I read the whole, she swerved me. She swerved me. We're not really doing none of that. We're not letting him eat chips for lunch, Miss Floyd, just in the name of letting him eat something. It's basically what I heard. So I said, I didn't know there was a pre-K contract where you say we're not going to eat snacks at lunch. I never knew that existed. But I do think you can understand that we would rather he eat something, in all caps, versus the nothing he has been eating at lunch every day. Appreciate your help. Thank you. Why I gotta keep acting like this? I don't know. I was talking to my cousin last night. This fool gonna say, you might have to go back to your maiden name or something, because this ain't working out for you. You got problems everywhere you go. Just go ahead and think about keeping, changing your name back to what it was, and you can start over and be Tanya Shields, okay? I thought about it. I'm going with no. I'm going hard on this. I'm going to keep pushing, because Tanya Floyd gets shit done, okay? Tanya Floyd is not for the bullshit, and Tanya Floyd makes people stand up and take notice and be accountable, because this is foolishness. How do all the grown-ups let the 5-year-old boy not eat anything because he got chips instead of what you call nutritious? She gonna say if he had a Lunchable or something like that, we would let him eat that. First of all, Lunchables is garbage. I used to give them to my kids because they was $1, and it held them till they got back home, because they had long days. They went to before and after care. So I needed them to get all their pieces in and not be, weak and falling down when they got home at 6 or 6:30. But Lunchables is trash, okay? You heard it here. Full of sodium, full of salt. Like packaged food itself. Then you got processed lunch meats in there. What? Ain't no nutrition in no Lunchable. I would rather he ate the other chips that we sent to school. Or anything else other than a Lunchable. So please don't talk to me about no nutrition. And then I got I downloaded the menu. Cheese pizza bagel. That was a good day. He might have ate that. Turkey, Italian, and cheese sub. He ain't eating that. Egg and cheese salad platter. With savory crackers or not. Nope. Peanut butter and jelly. Absolutely not eating peanut butter. Not a chance. Steamed green beans. Never gonna look at them. Baby carrots. Pass. The one thing, chicken patty sandwich. They having that today. Turkey ham and cheese sandwich. Chicken salad. Chicken salad? What? Chunks of chicken and mayonnaise with some celery? No. Vegetarian baked beans. Not eating no beans. Creamy coleslaw. Hell no. Fresh apple slices with milk. He don't drink milk. He might eat the apple slice if it's not brown. But he said lately the green apple things his mother gave him is some green apple slices with some caramel dip. The apple too bitter. And I'm thinking it's because it's not a fresh apple. It's a processed apple that's been preserved so it don't turn brown. So it might have some, lemon juice bath or something associated with it. It's too tart. He don't like it. It's not a good sweet apple no more. But he can take an apple. And he has, done that. And he has eaten those. But everything with him has got to be, he got to be in the mood, right? But yeah, so steamed sweet corn, pass. None of that. Nope. Fresh strawberries, he not eating them no more either. Alright, so long story short, the boy got a problem. And the grown-ups who's at the lunch place make sure he don't eat no junk food at lunchtime, but they not making sure he eat food at lunchtime. How does that make sense? Is it just me? Am I tripping? No, I ain't tripping. And then your girl got real pissed because I started going back in my memory banks. It was one morning. I got up. This is before daylight savings time then shifted back. So we were still in the fallback mode. We had extra moments in the morning to just lollygag, right? I fried chicken wings one morning. And he loves when I fry chicken wings because the way I season it is it's the sweet and spicy thing together. So he likes the cayenne pepper with the maple syrup, right? So I fried the chicken, and everybody had a foil going out the door. All three of them, foil full of chicken wings going out the door going to school. He was going to eat his for breakfast when he got to school. They told him he couldn't eat chicken wings for breakfast. And he said it was because that's lunch food. Fried chicken got to be eaten when it's hot. It is best served hot. I made it so he could eat it for breakfast, but these cows told him he couldn't have it until lunch. Well, by lunch it's soggy, bitch, you don't want it. And he brought it all back home, and he said, "Ma, here my chicken, they wouldn't let me eat it." I was fired up, but I didn't say nothing because I was trying not to get involved at the time. It wasn't my thing. But now I guess I'm responsible because I know and I can't unknow, and now I'm pissed. I remember another time he went to school. He wasn't feeling the best, so his mother gave him a ginger ale in his bag. She was like, if you feel funny, just drink the ginger ale. Right? He said his teacher took the can of ginger ale and poured a little bit in a cup and said, "You can't have too much of this because this is not a healthy choice. Please mind your business." I'm so tired of this broad. Whoever the lady is on the lunch break, I'm tired of you. Please mind your business and don't worry about nothing but teaching him or making sure he don't fall down or something other than that. Please stay out of our stuff. Go ahead and, no, lady, no. So stuff like that. And I think sometimes God makes me hyper focused on on things of this nature, because now I won't get in trouble doing stupid stuff that I would want to do in my own life, because I'm over here trying to make sure that I walk straight and don't cross lines when I'm trying to get these points across for these kids and make sure people treat them right and stuff. So I do a whole lot of self-reflection and self-correcting. And Floyd, don't go that way. Don't say that. I edit myself in these situations because I know it's going to have me looking crazy versus them getting my point. You know what I'm saying? So I got to fine-tune the thing. So yeah, I think sometimes he uses this as a distraction for me because I would get in trouble doing other stuff if I wasn't doing this. So amen on that. But yeah, so that's what we have right now. And I'm not gonna go back to her on that particular thread, but I will make sure every few days I check in and go, please make sure the lunch crew knows that Zahir needs to eat something. As a matter of fact, my sons went to that school, and the lady in the front office and I have kind of a rapport. So I'm not above giving her a phone call and say, look, we about to have a problem, and I'm just heading it off at the pass, okay? Can you make sure them lunch people know that my grandson, get something to eat. I don't care what they talk about this pre-K, no snacks at lunch crap. If chips it is, chips it is. How do you have nothing versus chips and you go with nothing is better? We're not going to keep doing that. You didn't notice that the little skinny baby wasn't eating anything, but you noticed that he had a bag of chips. So when I call her, she's going to pass the word. I don't know what else she's going to say with it, but I don't even care. It's fine. Just make sure they know. My grandson needs to eat something. Miss Floyd used to go up there with lovely trays of cupcakes and put them in the teacher's lounge. Miss Floyd has baked cakes for a number of people in the building. And you've had wonderful experiences at my expense because I wanted you to make sure that my special needs child was taken care of, and that you recognized me on site and you wasn't going to play no games with either one of us. That's me, how I roll with the school's people. So, I'm going to give my girl a call and be like, look, I'm going to need you to make sure this get done because I don't really want to go in there and act a fool, but it's probably time. 3 kids later, it's probably time for me to show my ass in that school. I haven't. They used to be good. The old principal they had, she used to be on the line. She was right there about to catch it, but I did my deep breathing and I did my prayers and I was respectful the whole time. And I used sarcastic words, absolutely. However, I did not use the piercing tone with the sarcastic words. So yeah, I didn't cross the line with her. But she was right there. She was gonna get it. I haven't, but I will. I pretty much, you can guarantee if you see me acting a whole fool, it's over one of them grandkids or my special needs child. If you hear that I got locked up, it was that. It was that. But anyway, forget about that. I'm gonna work on that. If you got any suggestions, I'm really grateful. Just put them in the comments. I'm not going to ask you to suggest what he could eat because I think this is an opportunity for me to develop some kind of product that I never thought I would develop in my kitchen. But I'm going to have to start doing things. Like this very morning, I had an idea. And I said, babe, if I made you some tacos, would you eat them? He said, yeah. And he said, how you going to do it, though? So I took him in the kitchen. I put taco shells in a container. And he said, how you going to put the sour cream and the cheese in there? I'm not going to put it in there. I put it in these little, plastic Rubbermaid type containers for to-go things. I put sour cream in one. I put shredded cheese in one. I said, this is what you do. You take your taco shell. They were broken. Sometimes they come in the package broken. What's fine? It's like chips. Dip it. Take your shell, dip it in the sour cream, sprinkle it with some cheese, and eat that. He was like, oh, I like how you think, Ma, this is good. Can you make my lunch every day? Let's consider that a win. But I'm going to keep looking at this calendar, so when they have grilled cheese, cheese pizza, or, no, that's pretty much it. Because they ain't going to have no tacos without lettuce stuff. They talking about their healthy choices in there, adding their vegetables and their fresh fruit, and this. He don't want that shit. He don't want none of that. But he got to eat. Anyway, I gotta find a product that I can create to take to lunch that won't go bad. I mean, they eat early in the morning. It sounds bad, but sour cream in a lunchbox, it's fine. You can keep your dairy out up to, technically you can keep your eggs out and your milk out up to 2 hours, but he'll survive because lunch is like 10:30. That's another thing. Why the hell are these kids eating lunch at 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning? What they supposed to do at 1:30 when they need a little snack? Do y'all take a break and give them a snack? They don't have no recess, so I'm gonna assume you don't. Things like that ain't important no more. No recess, no snack break. Just all this agenda. They just feeding them agenda. I'm not gonna do the whole what the educational system is about anymore. But yeah, I got to thinking this very morning when I was sitting here sipping on my brew, and I was like, you know, about that other video I made. I was thinking, you know, when I was saying I'm from DC, people might get the wrong impression, but I want y'all to understand what I was saying. We didn't have none of these soft-ass situations in DC. We had to be gangster to get through life. And I'm a Gen X. So, my mother went to work at the Hat Company, downtown. I was pretty much on my own. I started catching the bus. I might have been 9 years old catching the bus. We would start out together. We caught the bus down the street. And when it was time to transfer, she stayed on the bus. I got on another bus. And I was transferring with my ass to school by myself. I had to come home to my grandmother's house. There's a whole bunch of people at my grandmother's house. I was never alone. But I had to go to school in the cold, in the snow. They didn't have snow. Wasn't no snow days in D.C. Wasn't no snow. Not like it is now. Wasn't none of that. No. I think we had one blizzard once. I don't remember no snow days as a consistent yearly thing, right? Then when I was older, it wasn't no car rides. It wasn't nobody driving you nowhere. Get your ass on the bus. And when the train came, when did the train start? The metro. I was a little kid when the metro was born. Yeah. So when I was a teenager, I was catching the metro places with my girlfriend. Couldn't go nowhere by myself at that point. I had to have a buddy. So yeah, we went outside. We didn't have no car rides. It wasn't no going to visit your friend and you know, you get dropped off and picked up and nah, catch the bus. Figure it out. Matter of fact, we walked a lot. Walked. I can't even tell you how many times we walked to the zoo. I used to live on 11th and Kenyon Street Northwest. Me, my cousins, and my cousin from around the corner used to meet up on 13th Street, and we walked up Park Road. We walked up around, what's that street? Arundel Mills Road? No, that's out in PG County. Something Mills. Adams Mill. Adams Mill Road. We either walked down, which we didn't prefer because it was like a bunch of looping, doop, and a traffic stuff. So we walked up Porter Street to Connecticut Avenue and down Connecticut Avenue to the zoo. You know how many miles that is? In the summertime. It was high as hell. We didn't care. We was out the house going to the zoo. The zoo is free. We ain't even get snack money. Ain't no buying nothing at the zoo. It costs too much. Take snacks with you. So you got a bag with your snacks in the summer. I ain't wear jellies at that time. I was too old for jellies by then. But if I had on some jellies, they would have melted by the time I got to Porter Street. We didn't ride our bikes because there wasn't nowhere to put them. So yeah, walk was my life. Ain't none of that pampered, none of that. I had to be tough. The skin had to be thick Wasn't nobody caring about no mental health or no emotional, what do they call it, socio-emotional development. None of that crap y'all got. None of it existed back then. You was a kid. Shut up. Don't listen to grown people talk. Clean up this. Clean up that. Clean up this. Do these dishes. Sweep. Go outside and clean the whole front porch and the sidewalk. We don't want no ants. Popsicles on the ground and stuff. Get this cleaner right here and clean all that. Just clean. It was always clean. They just felt like you was bored if you wasn't cleaning something or doing something manual labor like. That was my childhood. And there was a whole lot of just go outside. Wasn't nobody watching you. Ain't nobody call you every hour to see what you was doing. You was just outside. And the street lights come on, you go back in the house. And you always came back in the house. So you was on your own out there. Bullies, whatever. Boys, whatever. Ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody know nothing. Grandma was in the house watching stories on a weekday. And on the weekend, she was in the house watching something else with the box fans in the windows. We didn't have AC. These kids soft. And I'm gonna go ahead and this is where I'm going to go left on you. But you know, this is the point where people will usually go and say, my childhood made me who I am and all the life experiences and blah, blah, blah. And because of that, I am the woman I am today. And I'm so happy. I'm so strong. I'm so this. Hell nah. I wish I had a better goddamn life. I wish somebody cared more about me and my development. I would not have had to go through the 7th, 8th, 9th grade, not middle school, junior high school is what we called it. I wouldn't have had to go through junior high school wanting to disappear, just be invisible. Jesus, I hated junior high school. I didn't know I was cute. I wasn't stylish because wasn't nobody trying to make me stylish. Wasn't nobody buying me. I mean, my mother worked the heck. She got a good discount, so she got me cute clothes all the time. But I didn't know about fashion or feeling confident. I didn't have a whole, support system. I had a bunch of grown-ups around me behaving badly. A lot of people on one side of my family didn't even like my black ass. They used to always make me feel like the odd kid out. She so, they didn't like how I talked. They didn't like how direct I was. They didn't like how free I was. I've always been kind of a rebel, but not in a disrespectful, I'm going to rebel against you way, but in the way of, I don't want to do what everybody else doing. Everybody else is doing dumb stuff. I don't want that. No, that don't interest me. I've been that kind of rebel my whole life. So, yeah, I don't want to play that. I don't want to go with them. I don't like your friends. I'm going to just be by myself. I would not have had to go through life alone for the greater part of my youth if, people cared more. I would not have had to go through high school anxious every single day about something because I did not fit in, because I did not look like those girls, because I wasn't grown, I wasn't hot in the ass. I was scholarly, but they would only just say I was smart, and I was supposed to be smart. I had to be smart. I had to get good grades. A's is just it. Ain't no C's. You don't bring C's. We don't do that. We're not like that. No C's. What is a C? A C is average. I didn't have to go through life thinking I'm so alienated and ostracized, marginalized. I think I wrote a poem about it. Those words sound familiar. What did I call it? In the margin. Yes, I wrote a poem called In the Margin. Always been in the margin. Marginalized, pushed to the side. Yeah, it's coming back to me. But yeah, I hated life. I hated everything about life in my youth. And then when I was about 16, a girl named Tanya lived 2 blocks over. We went to high school together. We used to walk to school together. I walked from 11th and Kenyon to Roosevelt Senior High School every single day. My cousins eventually went to the junior high school next to it, and they started walking with us, and it was the worst thing ever. They were so annoying. I used to walk, this boy, yeah, he used to walk with us, and we used to talk and laugh, and life started to get just a little bit of light in it because I had people, and they didn't think I was ugly, unfashionable, or, not worth talking to. But I realized in my adulthood that those people who used to make me feel like crap, they wasn't doing so good. They were all escaping something. Especially that one girl. This one girl had a baby. We were 14 years old. And I was like, what? What? But as an adult, I'm realizing some adult probably took advantage of her. She probably had a real hard life at home. I don't know who the baby daddy was. It just wasn't talked about. It was, I wouldn't dare tell my family I knew about some kid in school who was pregnant. Child. They would Bible me to death. Beat me with the Bible. Ooh. I was browbeaten with the Bible. But I did come to learn and appreciate who God was, so I can have my own relationship and I didn't have to worry about the crap that they was trying to feed me or stuff down my throat. I didn't have to look at it the way they wanted me to. I got it on my own. We're not even gonna talk about it. You're not allowed in that part of my life anymore. So yeah, I started to reach, milestones where I could find myself, but I hated that damn life. I don't want to be like, it made me the woman I am. It did, but shit, I wanted a silver spoon. I want some of the stuff these kids got. I wish my life was better. I wish I could have had a normal childhood and a normal youth where people were protective and supportive and encouraging, and I wish they would have told me what my assets were and how I wish I would have learned how to dream back then. I wish I had learned how to be fearless and how to be assertive and just what's the word when you want ambitious. I wish I had those kind of things in my background. I ain't walking around going, that made me who I am. Please. Ugh. It's so cliche. Of course it made me who I am, but damn, how much better could I have been? Anyway, that was my sidebar, my rant, my perspective, my going against the grain. Yeah, I wish I was better. I wish I had started sooner. I wish I had been hugged. And I will say I had this, I'm going to call her my aunt, but this family friend came around when I was about 13 years old, and she started teaching me a different way to interact with people. Like, she hugged us. She told us, wise, and even she was spiritual, and she was emotionally supportive and encouraging and all of that. She showed me how it should have been, but I wish I had it sooner. Anyway, these kids out here today, they don't have it like we did when I was coming up in DC, pretty much alone, pretty much wishing I wasn't here every single day, and pretty much wondering what in the world is so good about this place and why I got such crappy people. I'm not saying all my people were shit, but a lot of the grown-ups in my life behave badly. I'm gonna just keep saying that. A lot of them. I'll never forget one time I was, it had to be about 8 or 9 because I was still living on 14th Street. We used to live in these apartments on 14th and Randolph, me and my mother. That was before my brother was born. So yeah, it had to be about 8 years old. So me and these two little girls in the building went outside to play. And we were playing in the grass. We used to do stuff like Etch-a-Sketch and Light Bright. And my mother made sure I had toys. I had toys out the ass. Okay? We used to play different stuff. And we were outside on this particular day. And we came back in the building. And her mother was an older lady. Her mother told me I couldn't come into their apartment because I had these things on my socks. I used to wear these little white ankle socks. You know how you just had cute little shoes and the socks that fold over? Like Bobby socks. Okay, so my socks had these little, you've seen them, they look like little tiny strawberries, but they kind of like sticky. They stuck to my socks. So these little red berry thingies and greenery, whatever we walked through. And she was like, oh no, you can't come in here like that. Oh my goodness, I don't want that in here. That's, oh no. So she was freaking out. I'm like, you're a whole grown up. I wasn't at the time, but now I'm thinking she's a whole grown up. She shouldn't have acted like that. That was some dumb shit. So anyway, I went home and took it off, and I was feeling like, oh my God, what is it? Is it bad? Oh my God. It was just, oh my God. My whole life was, oh my God, okay? So anyway, adults behaving badly, just all over the place. Plentiful adults behaving badly. I'm tired. Yeah. So yeah, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. I came up in DC. We had to do a lot of stuff on our own. We had to walk a long way along a lot of the time, and it was crap. So yeah, school was school. We learned though. We learned a lot in school. We had fun in school because school was mostly about teaching us a wide range of things. We did square dancing in PE. We played soccer in PE. We learned, oh my God, we had all kinds of things going on. We had real music class. We had real art class. I remember one time I had to get patterns and sew stuff in art class. We had to go get craft projects from Minnesota Fabrics. I wasn't no Minnesota Fabrics where I lived. You know what I did? What I had to do? I get on the goddamn bus and go up New Hampshire Avenue to Spanish Lane. What do they call it? What do you call it? Langley Park. I had to go to Minnesota Fabrics and get some stuff for art class. I was in school learning stuff, doing stuff, being universal. You know what I'm saying? I hate school now. It ain't nothing universal about it. It's all programming. It's foolishness. But anyway. Yeah, we had recess. It was a long time. We were outside running around playing, and then we had lunchtime. So they went hand in hand. You eat, you go outside, and the next shift, while they outside, they come back in and eat after you go outside. You had to do all of that in the same school day. We went to school from 9 to 3. So why our 6 hours was full of more good stuff than your 6 hours, I still don't know. I don't know what they preparing you for out here, but it's dumb. It's dumb. My aunt say you're really hard on the school system. I am. I ain't sorry. But anyway, yeah. I wish my history was better, so I could have been a whole well-rounded woman before I had to go to therapy. Maybe I wouldn't have needed to go to therapy. So many times. I don't even know how many times I picked a therapist and sat there for 6 months out of the year, you know, spilling my guts and stuff. I've had a few. I recommend it highly. Because the way things have been going, you need that. It's been a while. But, yeah. I recommend it. Anyway, that's all I had to talk about today. You have a great day, okay? Toodles.